Welcome to the Fear Frequency channel. Now let's get to the story. There are shadows that walk among us, not just in the dim corners of old houses, but within the innocent faces of children. Some silences are not born of fear, but of something far more ancient and terrifying. This is the story of Emma, a child whose voice was not physically taken, but sealed away by an internal force, a chilling pact with the unseen. Emma was a girl of 9, a quiet wisp of a thing. Her muteness was not a disability, but a profound absence, a void where sound should have been. She spent her days in the attic, a solitary figure hunched over a sketchbook, her small hands moving with an unsettling precision. Her gift, if one could call it that, was a terrifying one. Emma drew death. Her innocent-looking crayons and pencils rendered gruesome premonitions, visions of horrors yet to unfold. Each stroke was a whisper from the abyss, a prophecy of blood and despair. Emma was adopted by David and Claire Harper, a couple seeking a quiet life, hoping to mend the fraying threads of their marriage. They saw Emma as a chance for a fresh start, a state check providing a convenient incentive. They believed her silence was a blessing, a calm presence in their turbulent world. Initially, Emma's drawings seemed like harmless doodles, the innocent scribblings of a lonely child. They were dismissed as childish fantasies, easily overlooked amidst the daily routines of their new life. The Harpers had no idea the canvas of their lives was about to be stained with unspeakable horrors. The first incident was David's fall. Emma had drawn a stick figure man, unmistakably David, hanging from the staircase, his neck bent at an unnatural angle. Days later, David tumbled down the very stairs depicted, breaking his collarbone in a sickening crack. It was a chilling coincidence, easily explained away. Then came the neighbor's cat. Emma's sketchbook showed a bloody, mangled feline, its eyes scratched out, a grotesque caricature of a beloved pet. The next morning, the cat was found, violently dead, its ruined form an exact match for Emma's disturbing sketch. Claire began to watch Emma more closely, a cold dread coiling in her stomach. Emma never played, never smiled, her eyes holding a calculating, ancient gaze that belied her years. Claire's unease deepened, evolving into a gnawing fear. She began to investigate Emma's sketchbook, her fingers trembling as she turned the pages. The drawings became increasingly gruesome, each one a window into a nightmare. There was a woman drowned in a bathtub, her hair fanned out like seaweed. Another depicted a boy with a gaping hole where his skull should have been. Then, a gnarled tree, its branches heavy with 5 nooses, each one waiting. The final premonition was the most horrifying. Emma had drawn David, Claire, and herself, their eyes X'd out, their faces contorted in silent screams. Beneath them, 5 crude graves were etched into the page, each one labeled simply, "Us." Claire confronted Emma, her voice a desperate plea for understanding. Emma offered no tears, no flinching, only a blank stare before she calmly resumed her drawing. Claire begged David to send Emma back, her voice raw with terror. He dismissed her fears, calling them doodles, a product of her overactive imagination. He refused to see the truth, blinded by his own denial. That night, Claire couldn't sleep. She watched Emma through the attic keyhole, a sliver of light illuminating the child's unsettling vigil. Emma was wide awake, staring into the darkness, a faint, knowing smile playing on her lips. The police arrived the next morning, responding to a neighbor's call for a welfare check. A chilling silence hung over the Harper house, a stillness that spoke of unspeakable acts. David was found dead in the bathtub, his body contorted in the exact manner Emma had drawn. Claire was gone, vanished without a trace. Emma was discovered in the attic, sketching quietly, her small hands moving with an unnerving serenity. When asked what happened, she simply pointed to the ground, her silent gesture a chilling accusation. The police began to dig in the backyard, following the child's silent instruction. What they unearthed was a horror beyond comprehension. 5 skeletons, decades old, their mouths sewn shut with thick, crude stitches. There were no records, no missing persons reports that matched their descriptions. The house, it turned out, had a dark history. It had once belonged to the Blecker family, notorious cultists who practiced a twisted ritual of silencing sinners and burying them alive. Rumors persisted that the Bleckers' own daughter, Annabelle, had been buried beneath the house, a final sacrifice to their depraved beliefs. Emma had drawn the name Annabelle repeatedly in her sketchbook, a name she could not have known. Emma herself had no birth certificate, no paperwork, as if she had simply appeared from the ether, a silent harbinger of ancient evil. Emma was placed in a new home with a kind, loving, religious couple who believed they could offer her solace. They saw her silence as a challenge, an opportunity for compassion. They were tragically mistaken. The cycle continued, a relentless march of premonitions and death. Emma's new drawing depicted the couple's 5-year-old son, buried alive, his small hand reaching desperately from the earth. The next day, the couple and their son disappeared, swallowed by the same silent horror that had consumed the Harpers. Emma was found in the attic, sketching, a faint smile on her lips, still silent. The chilling realization settled like a shroud over those who encountered her. Emma was not just a child with a terrifying gift, she was a harbinger of death, forever trapped in her silence, a conduit for an ancient, malevolent force. Evil can take many forms, and sometimes the most terrifying is found in the innocent face of a child, whose silence speaks volumes of the horrors to come. The dread lingers, a cold whisper in the dark, reminding us that some nightmares are not confined to dreams, but walk among us, silent and deadly.